Ever wondered what your DNA really says about you, especially if your roots trace back to West Africa? Section 1. Your DNA as Story, a Journey Begins. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered about the long line of people who came before you? It is a question that echoes through generations. A deep human curiosity about where we come from. For many people, especially those with roots in West Africa, this question carries a profound weight. Migration Diaspora Resilience. A DNA test can feel like a key, promising to unlock a past that was once hidden. It offers percentages maps, connecting us to lands our ancestors once walked. But it is important to remember that these results are not the final word. They are the beginning of a story, not just a set of numbers. This journey into your genetic heritage is a powerful one. It can bring joy, surprise, a deeper sense of connection to the vast human family. Section 2. The Science of You. How DNA tests read your past. To understand your DNA results, it helps to know a little about how these tests work. It is not as complicated as it might sound. Think of your DNA as a massive instruction book for your body, with chapters inherited from all your ancestors. Companies that offer these tests look for specific markers in your DNA code. They compare your unique patterns to a large database of samples from people around the world whose ancestry is known to come from a particular region. When your DNA shares patterns with a group from, say, Nigeria or Senegal, the company reports a genetic link to that area. There are two main types of DNA that these tests examine, and they tell different stories. The first is what we call haplogroups, which trace a very direct and ancient line of descent. For men, the Y-DNA haplogroup follows the paternal line, from father to father's father, stretching back thousands of years. For everyone, mitochondrial DNA, or mtDNA, follows the maternal line, from mother to mother's mother, on an equally ancient journey. These haplogroups can point to the broad migratory paths your deep ancestors took out of Africa and across the globe, but they represent only two single branches on your vast family tree. The other, more common type of test looks at your autosomal DNA. This is the DNA you inherit from all of your recent ancestors, a mixture from both your mother's and father's sides of the family. Every generation, this DNA gets shuffled and remixed, like a deck of cards. Autosomal tests are what produce those familiar ethnicity percentages, like 40% Nigerian or 15% Ghanaian. They are powerful for finding relatives and identifying recent ancestral origins within the last several hundred years. However, the accuracy of these percentages depends entirely on the size and quality of the company's reference database. Section 3. West Africa. A continent of peoples, not a single place. One of the most important things to grasp, the immense diversity of West Africa. When a DNA test returns West African, it's pointing to a vast and complex part of the world, not a single uniform culture. This region stretches from Senegal to Nigeria and beyond. It is home to hundreds of distinct ethnic groups. Each group has its own language, spiritual beliefs, artistic traditions, social structures. The Akan people, Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, the Yoruba, the Igbo, the Wolof. To say one is simply West African is like saying one is European. It's a useful starting point, but it masks incredible richness on the ground. Within Nigeria alone, over 250 ethnic groups, speaking more than 500 languages. These are distinct cultures with their own philosophies and ways of life. The genetic result is an invitation to learn about these peoples. Section 4. Myth 1. My test says I am 100% from one tribe. A common and exciting dream is to find a single origin. The hope, discover you are 100% Yoruba, or 100% Mende. But human history and genetic science say otherwise. Such a result is exceptionally rare and often misinterpreted. DNA tests give a statistical estimate, not absolute certification. A high percentage means your DNA matches reference individuals from that region. It does not mean ancestry is exclusive to that group. Because of deep, complex movement and intermingling in West Africa, for thousands of years people traded, migrated, married across lines. Someone in an Igbo community may have ancestors who were Hausa traders or Yoruba artisans. Those connections are written into the population's DNA. Markers labeled Igbo can appear, in lower frequencies, in neighboring groups. A high percentage shows a strong connection. It doesn't erase other ancestral threads. Think. A bucket of blue paint is your core group. Over centuries, spoonfuls of red paint and spoonfuls of yellow paint get added. The bucket stays mostly blue but contains traces of others. DNA works the same way. Section 5. Myth 2. DNA proves my link to royalty, or a specific enslaved ancestor. The desire to connect with a famous or historically significant ancestor is a powerful motivator for many people exploring their genealogy. It is tempting to see a DNA result linking you to a region in Ghana and immediately imagine a direct line to an Ashanti king, Ashanti queen. Similarly, for descendants of the enslaved, there is a deep yearning to identify the specific individual who was captured and forced into the transatlantic slave trade. While DNA is a revolutionary tool, it can rarely, on its own, provide this level of specific proof. It connects you to populations, not to named individuals from the distant past. To prove a direct lineage to a specific person, whether royalty or an enslaved ancestor, typically requires genetic evidence and a robust paper trail. You would need genealogical records, birth certificates, marriage licenses, census, data property deeds that build a bridge, generation by generation, from you to that individual. Section 6. Myth 3. A DNA result is my true identity. In the excitement of discovering your genetic heritage, it can be easy to feel that your DNA results have revealed your one true identity. You might see a high percentage from Senegal, African American, Jamaican, Briton, Black, Brazilian is somehow less authentic. This is a common but misleading way to think about who we are. Identity is a complex and deeply personal tapestry, woven from many different threads. Your DNA is one of those threads, a very important one, but it is not the whole cloth. Your lived experience matters just as much. Your identity is shaped by the culture you grew up in, the food your family cooked, the music you listened to, the stories you were told, the community that surrounded you. It is formed by your personal experiences, your relationships, and the way you navigate the world every day. Section 7. Weaving your own story. The path forward. Your journey into your West African ancestry does not end with a DNA test result. In fact, that is where the most meaningful work begins. The percentages, maps, a clue that invites you to become a historian of your own family. Science of genetics, art of genealogy, soul of cultural exploration. Weave them together. First step, choose a reputable testing company. Transparent methods, large African reference database. Once you have your results, see them as the first of many clues. Turn to your living history, your family. Talk to your elders. Ask about their parents. Ask about their grandparents. Record their stories with care and respect. Collect names, collect dates, collect places. These oral histories are precious archives science can never provide. Supplement with genealogical research. Look for documents like birth certificates, death certificates, census records, marriage licenses. While the paper trail for descendants of the enslaved can be difficult, every small discovery is a victory that adds a new piece to your family puzzle. As your DNA points you toward a region in West Africa, begin your cultural education. Read books, watch documentaries, explore online resources, learn about their art, learn about their music, learn about their food, learn about their spiritual traditions. Connect with cultural centers or community groups. This transforms an abstract genetic connection into a living part of your world. Not just where your ancestors came from, but the world they built and the legacy they carried. Ultimately, your DNA is one powerful thread, a profound link to a past and a people. Your full identity is woven from so much more: your family, your community, your culture, your life's journey. Approach with an open heart and a critical mind. Combine DNA with genealogy, oral history, cultural learning to weave a richer, truer, and more personal story of your heritage. This is the real work of finding your roots. We will explore the science behind these tests, looking at how they work in simple terms. We will also confront some common myths that have grown around them, separating fact from fiction with clarity and care. The story of your West African ancestry is not told by DNA alone. It is a rich tapestry woven from genetics, history, culture, precious memories passed down through your family. Understanding all these threads is the true path to finding your roots. In this exploration, we will look closely at the incredible diversity of West Africa itself. Ethnic groups, languages, traditions. A DNA test might give you a starting point, a clue pointing toward a part of this vibrant world. But from there, the real work of discovery begins. This essay is a guide to help you navigate this exciting and sometimes complex process. We want to empower you with knowledge so you can approach your DNA results with both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of caution. Your DNA is a single chapter in a much larger book. Let us turn the page together and start reading.